There's an incredible project emerging this week out of the Cummer Museum, and it involves art and food and how they influence each other. Our Rance Adams explains the ideas behind the chef's canvas.
Artists' inspiration can come from the most random things.
The inspiration for Chef's Canvas actually came from a small note card that was delivered to my office. It was actually a thank you card from one of our donors. And on the front of it was a beautiful Venetian painting, and on the back of it was a recipe. It was like a seafood recipe. And when I got it, I thought, oh, I love this. Had no idea where it was going to go and just sort of tacked it on my bulletin board.
So an idea marinates. A few months later
on, it came to move into a conversation between myself and some other staff members about what we might do as the next publication for the Cummer's collection. And that little note card came right off the bulletin board.
And the Chef's Canvas was born. Program manager Emily Moody explains how they connected the participating chefs with art in the museum.
We invited a group of about 50 chefs out to the museum on a Monday when we're closed, and they were able to go into the galleries and walk around and see what piece really inspired them. They took a few weeks, put together a recipe, sent us over some cell phone shots to make sure that it was relevant and interesting, and so that we would know kind of what dish to actual plate to put with it.
Seeing the chef's interpretations offered Hope a different perspective to viewing art and sampling food.
These chefs came up with things that we would have never imagined as a way to interpret a work of art. But that, I think, is at the heart of the brilliance of this project, is that with any real collaboration, you end up with something way better than either partner could have ever created alone. So that was actually the most exciting part, is beginning to see the works in our collection through the eyes of people who actually practice a very different art form. And so really it was the joining of those teams of people that led to what Chef's Canvas now is.
The Chef's Canvas is truly a unique endeavor.
We did some research, and nowhere else in the United States or really in the world have we found that there's a publication that pairs art and food together, but it's a great way to connect people who aren't necessarily as familiar with our collection or into art, to kind of connect with that idea of art and the art of food.
The Cummer Museum Group hopes those who purchase the Chef's Canvas embrace it on multiple levels.
My hope is that what people will take away from the finished book is an equal appreciation of the food side of it and the art side of it. And maybe even more importantly, that sort of special place in which the two kind of connect, where those circles sort of overlap. I mean, that's kind of the sweet spot for this book, I think. And for me, it's a celebration of beauty. It's a celebration of many cultures. It's a celebration of what is great in this community. It's great chefs, it's locally sourced food, it's a great art collection which this community owns, and I really hope that it's the combination of those things that makes this really special for either the person who buys that book or the person who experiences one of those recipes in our local restaurants or comes to the museum to see those works of art.
I'm Rance Adams reporting for River City Live.
Well, now that we have seen how the book came together, it's time to meet one of the featured chefs from the book, and time to dish with Chef Stephen Gaynor of the Scotties of Avondale. And you selected a portrait. We are not going to show you the picture yet, the painting that Chef selected. First, we're going to talk about the dish that you selected, that you were inspired to create. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome, first of all. And what are we making?
We're making a risotto dish today that has preserved lemon, tomato concasse, baby kale, ancho rubbed shrimp.
Okay.
These have colors and flavors that I feel were represented in the painting.
And why did you choose the particular painting, which we are not going to show you yet?
Can I name the painting?
Yes, you may.
It was The Tempest, and it had a lot of color in it. There was reds and blues and greens, and it was somewhat abstract, which I would prefer to do rather than literal. I wanted a subjective interpretation.
Okay, so let's see that interpretation now.
This dish is risotto, which has a short-range starchy rice, It's cooked slowly and long with a lot of stirring and the addition of butter so as to create a velvety sauce. We want this to be starchy and creamy as opposed to most rices which are dry. There's several risottos that can be used, arborio, baldo, carnavale. We use risotto, arborio at Biscotti's. So you start with onions and wine. You saute the rice grain in olive oil and butter, and then you slowly add stock, stirring constantly for 20 minutes.
Okay.
All right. I have preserved lemons, tomato concasse, and ancho rub shrimps, which are going to be part of the dish. The preserved lemons are made by pressing lemons in salt for 30 days.
Oh, okay.
All right.
30
They're
days.
covered tightly. You take them out of the salt after 30 days. You rinse the salt, chop the lemon, and it has a special subtle flavor, not as sharp as a raw lemon might be. Tomato concasse, another main ingredient for color and flavor, freshness and brightness, which was the inspiration of the painting, is made by blanching tomatoes that were scored for 30 seconds at the most in boiling water. You bring them out, you peel their skins, and you chop the tomatoes. They're here. The lemon is again chopped. The tomatoes are chopped. The rubbed shrimp, as you can see here, are done with anchos, and they can be made in any number of ways with dried ancho powder or sauteing and hydrating these anchos and blending them with olive oil and wine. So we're almost ready to plate.
So we're about to plate, and while we are about to plate, I want to let everybody know that to pick up a copy of the Chef's Canvas book, you can go to chefscanvas.com, and as soon as we are done and plated, we're going to show you that picture, and then we're going to tell you how you can win 2 tickets to this Wednesday's big tasting event at the Cummer Museum, and everybody who wins those will be winning, along with those, a copy of the book. Not yet. We're going to show you that in just a second. I think we're getting plated here very quickly, and then we'll show you that picture. So. In the meantime, Chef, when you were looking at all of these pictures, and the Tempest was the one you chose, did you have a moment where you just had to like really decide what the? We're looking at it right now, by the way. Did you have a moment where you just like you kind of could taste it? I know that sounds like a strange question, but you're a chef, surely.
Yeah, it takes a moment to see the flavors, if you will, in your mind, but not that long. I mean, we've done this many times. Yeah, so.
Okay. Oh, it's smelling amazing. This is that moment where I just wish there was some way, like some app, where you could smell this through your television. We're going to get it plated in just a second. In the meantime, email us if you would like to win a copy of the book and those tickets, and answer this question. How many pieces of art are in the Cummer Museum's permanent collection? Is it 2,000? Is it 5,000? Or is it 7,000? You'll email your response to rclcontest@wjxt.com and be the first person to get that right and to win it. Of course, our full contest rules are available at news4jax.com. All right, we are looking at some gorgeous art ourselves right here. That's the whole beauty of this, that it's artwork being created as we speak. So take a look at this as it's getting plated. And we appreciate you coming in today, Chef, from Biscotti's in Avondale. It's been very fun to dish with you, and we will be back.